Welcome to the Mind Over Matter podcast. My name is Alberto.
And I'm Randy.
All right, so today we're going to start with a suggestion from Randy Boy, 1984.
1984.
And it's a book that was turned into a couple movies, right?
Yeah, it was adapted into a movie. The first one was adapted. It was adapted like in the 50s, and then the second one was they filmed it in 1984. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So can you give like a brief summary of what the book is about?
Yeah, it's a book by George Orwell. It's an Orwellian novel, like this depicting a dystopian future of what is awaiting us all here in the U.S. Well, actually, in a global scale.
So it's like an alternate future where, like, the government has total control, pretty much.
Yeah, the government has total control over the citizens. Yeah.
Okay, so like, what stood out to you the most about the book?
Like everything that happened that described in the book, like the government has total control. There's four ministries, and Alberto, tell me if this doesn't sound familiar. This was straight out of 1984,
mm-hmm.
The Ministry of Truth. I mean, didn't they try placing the Ministry of Truth here with the COVID vaccine? The
Biden administration, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like straight out of 1984.
Mm-hmm.
So the ministry, like in the book, and the Ministry of Truth, like its power, like its responsibilities is to like basically has control over like the media, like any type of news. The people like, that the people and the people have a hold of.
Mm. So the government controls what
like
is considered the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have control over what the truth is. Yeah.
And you said there's 4. What's the other 3?
And then also like in the Ministry of Truth, they took like old textbooks and they would like rewrite them.
Like they would like try to change history.
Yeah, they were changing history. Yeah, they're rewriting everything, and they would like burn out. They would burn like evidence of any of the truth. Like any books that held the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Of like what
from the past.
Like real documentation. Yeah, they would like burn the books. Yeah, and get rid of the evidence. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what else? Like you said, there was 3. There was 4.
Yeah. Then there's the Ministry of peace, which is actually they were in control of like war.
They controlled like when wars happened.
Yeah, they were in control of war, and then there's the other one was the Ministry of Love, but that one had to do more with torture, mm-hmm. Like if you spoke against like the government, or acted out against like the government, or what they call the government in the book, it's actually called Big Brother.
And when you say the government, you're talking about there's one government in the world?
Yeah, it's one world government, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And
yeah.
It's called Big Brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you spoke against Big Brother, then like they had the thought police.
Mm-hmm.
They would come and they would they would torture you, and they try to like
they would torture you?
Yeah.
For you call the thought police, so if you have like wrong thoughts?
Yeah.
So they will have like were they able to read your mind, or is it just like a saying?
No, it's like I guess like they observed you like in regards like people were under constant surveillance, because like in the novel like everybody lived like in this small apartment, and then like in the apartment they had like a screen. Mm-hmm. They called it like a telescreen, and like
mm-hmm.
you would be under constant surveillance. So like they would see like what your daily routine was and stuff like that. So like if you acted out in a certain, like if they thought like your behavior was suspicious, then they would then you'd be on their list, and you'd be under their investigation.
What'd you say that was called? Thought police?
Yeah, thought police. Yeah.
So they would find people that were suspicious, and then would come and torture you, and
yeah.
What would they do to you? Like, what are they trying to get out of you when they torture you?
Like for you to confess that you're against the government, mm-hmm. and you deviated from their laws, from.
Okay, so if they see someone that's like behaving weird, like has like actions against the government, they will go to you and torture you and force you to admit that you were against the government.
Yeah. And
then what they do after that?
And then after that they'd kill you.
They'd kill you?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But the torture lasted could last like a while.
Like days?
Yeah.
Weeks?
Yeah, weeks, yeah. Like even months, I guess.
Just for speaking out against the government?
Like for speaking out or acting out against the government. Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the last one?
The last one,
Last ministry.
the Ministry of Plenty.
What's that?
That one, like basically they control like the rations of food. Like it's like basically they control the economy, and then they're in control of the economy, and then also distributing rations of food, like basically keeping keeping the population in poverty and relying on the government, so that they were responsible of basically distributing the food. So which is essentially communism, because you're relying on the government.
Right, you have to provide everything for you.
Yeah.
So in the novel, do people have like jobs? Do they work?
Yeah, in the novel, like the main character, he works for the government. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's responsible. He's the one that like rewrites the books.
Oh, that's his job.
Yeah.
And then
like in the book, in the book they're called the people that work for the government. They're called the outer party, like because like they're basically they're just government employees. And then there's also the inner party, which is like they have a higher status in the government.
Okay.
Which is they're more entitled and they have a higher position.
And then is one world government, right?
Yeah.
So is there like a president or a dictator or something?
This Big Brother, like the government, like they just call him
entity of
okay. They just call the guy that's in charge, like they just call him Big Brother, like.
Oh, they call him and Big Brother too.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is like the plot line of the book? Like the main character you said is a government employee, so does he try to rebel or like what happens?
Like his job is just like like he just remembers like the way things used to be before like the government, like before the government took over and all this stuff. He used to remember like the time, like how life was before, like how life is now, like like how we have capitalism and stuff like that. Like he remembers all that stuff. But in the book they depict like capitalism as like bad, like like basically like capitalists are basically like the rich, like they don't care about the poor, and the government like they're like, oh, we're here, we're actually here and we care for the people. So like they make the capitalists look bad.
Oh, okay. So does he try to rebel against the government or?
Like in the beginning, like he just looking back on how life used to be, and then he remembers like oh, like he's able to distinguish like what's a lie and what's real, because he still has that, he remembers like how life used to be before then. But then like as the story progresses, then like he meets a girl, they fall in love, and then like he deviates, like he's like I don't like the system, and like they want to rebel, like because like there's another group of people that there's a rebellion on the other guy, and he wants to join that group to rebel against the government and try to like overthrow them and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then he gets caught by like one of the inner party people who poses as like a friend of his, but the guy's actually working for the government. So then he gets caught. And then he ends up getting tortured.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So at the end he's not successful with the rebellion?
Yeah, he's not, yeah. He doesn't either.
Oh.
Yeah, and then at the end he gets tortured, and then I think he gets killed at the end.
Oh wow. Jeez. It's a dark book.
Yeah.
Yikes. So so you think a lot of things in that book are gonna happen?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Bro, because like I said before, bro, the government is like I've already established the government is satanic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, bro, they've been trying to usher in this new world order for a while now, and I believe like this George Orwell, he's been warned, like he's warned us through his book, because like he was a Freemason. So I guess like he must have been like he probably was a Freemason, and then he probably saw like what they were plotting, and then. Like through the book that he wrote, like he was trying to warn people like what was to come. But obviously, like the only thing that he got wrong was like the technology. Like he never wrote about technology in the book. Like he never wrote how impactful the technology was gonna be.
He wrote it when the book came out.
He wrote it like in 1940s, I think.
Oh yeah, there weren't any computers back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't even think that was possible.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing he missed.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, because like now technology has like overtaken everybody's like brain and stuff. Like now you can't go outside without seeing anybody with the phone in their hand. Yeah. Like they don't even look up. They're always on the phone.
Yeah, have headphones on, listening to something,
Yeah.
watching something.
Yeah.
We're connected all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alberto, like people says, people are so connected, they're disconnected, and they're quick to take.
Pitbull, the singer.
Yeah. Yeah, like he
So
says.
random.
Yeah, he says people are so connected, they're so connected, they're disconnected, and they take so many pictures, they miss the big picture.
Wow. Some powerful words from Pitbull.
Yeah, and it's true, Alberto.
Yeah, it's true.
Because like people don't stop look around like to what's actually going on. Like people are just busy, like distracted with their phones, listening to music, or watching something on their phone or on their social media, instead of actually looking around and seeing what's actually going on in the world. Like it's all a show.
It's all a show.
Yeah, and then there's people like me, like there's a lot of us. Well, not that many of us, but there's people that are trying to like sound the trumpets and say this is coming, guys, and we're being silenced, like we're being censored on social media. I started waking up like when the pandemic first started. I was like, there's something going on here.
Something fishy going on.
Yeah.
That's kind of what triggered everything for you, right?
Yeah. That was like the awakening the awakening phase right there. And then as it progressed, like I was like, yeah, like why are they so hell bent on getting everybody vaccinated and then dividing us all, making the unvaccinated look like bad guys, when in reality, shedding is a real thing.
What?
Shedding.
What's shedding?
Like, when you get a vaccine, like you shed the virus.
You shed the virus. What do you mean?
Like you shed, like, because when you get vaccinated, like you're basically putting the virus inside your body. Like it's part of the cure, because you need the virus inside your body for your immune system to recognize it and then build an immunity to it.
What do you mean by shedding, though?
Like shedding is a real thing. Like you shed it off. Like you shed the virus.
Oh, like when you put the vaccine in, it sheds the virus out of your system. Oh, okay. Is that a bad thing?
It's a bad thing in regards to how you could, like, that's another way you could spread the virus to other people.
Huh? But
shedding.
If you have the virus already,
exactly,
you can spread it to other people.
Yeah, because you're shedding it off. You're shedding it off your body, but
but if you don't get vaccinated, you can still spread it to other people because you have it.
Right.
So I don't understand.
What? Alberto, I said shedding. Like you're shedding. Like if you get vaccinated, you're shedding the virus, right? You're shedding the virus off your body from your system. So you're shedding the virus from your system, but you can still like as you shed it off, you're shedding it off. You can still pass it to other person because you're shedding it.
But what do you mean by that? Like you're shedding and you can spread it to other people. You're saying you shouldn't get vaccinated because of that.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that shedding. I'm just saying that shedding is a real thing. Like that you can still pass. Even though you're vaccinated, you can still pass it to another person through shedding.
Oh yeah, but that's been established, right?
Right, but the way the government first came out was that if you got vaccinated, you couldn't pass it to another person because you're already vaccinated.
Yeah, that was a major lie they told.
Like they said herd immunity because like if a lot of people got vaccinated, then you're building a herd immunity towards the virus, so that therefore those that got vaccinated were protected against the virus. But that wasn't the case. Like you could still get it. Like there's people still now, even with the booster shots, they're still getting they had COVID for the 20th time already.
Yeah, because it's not 100% foolproof. But that was a major lie they told. Like, oh, if you get vaccinated, you reduce the spread.
Yeah, they said
it wasn't true.
They said 100% safe and effective. And that's how they marketed this thing.
You obviously don't believe that.
Huh?
You obviously don't believe that.
I never believed that, Alberto. Alberto, because that's another thing too. Like I said before, like I covered this in the episode 2 where I said they kept on marketing it with the commercials, and every single commercial that whenever I watched TV. Like every commercial that I saw would be about getting vaccinated.
Yeah, they were offering incentives too.
Yeah,
like free burgers.
Oh, that's another thing. Exactly. Yeah, that's one thing. That the incentives that was more like that was like bribery, because you were bribing people to get vaccinated. Like you get like a free burger or a free beer. There was even a place where you could have gotten Like it was like a thing like a strip club where you're able to get like a free lap dance or go in there for free or something.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but you had to be vaccinated. You had to show proof of vaccine.
Oh my god.
Dunkin' Donuts was giving out free donuts.
Oh, we gotta be careful with the vaccine talk.
Oh, I mean the jab.
The jab, yeah. I'll bleep. I'll try to bleep it out.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, what do you want? What else do you want to say about the vaccine or the jab?
The jab.
Yeah.
Yeah, like like I said, like that. It was more. It was like that was like a form of bribery to get people.
To get vaccinated.
Yeah, because like they wanted to boost the numbers
of people that got vaccinated.
Yeah, because you remember the one that reached that 70% mark.
Yeah, for herd immunity.
Yeah.
That's supposed to. Well, I don't know. I don't know how science works, but it's supposed to reduce the spread if enough people are vaccinated, or reduce the severity or whatever.
Yeah, but you mean the fake science? Yeah.
The fake science. You looked at all the papers, Randy, and did the research.
Alberto, nobody that got vaccinated did the research. They just went on ahead and actually got vaccinated without actually looking to see what the vaccine actually contains inside. What the vaccine actually contains, because everybody went along with they actually went along with the government narrative and said, let me get vaccinated.
Hmm.
But in reality, that was giving the government permission to get inside your body. So now that most people went along with this, now the government pretty much they can say what can be put inside your body now.
That's what you think?
Yeah.
They're gonna use this to further.
Yeah.
Try to put things in our bodies.
Yeah, because now that they see that basically this whole thing was like a test run to see how many people would comply, and it turns out that a lot of people did. So I said I believe previously, I believed it was the mark of the mark of the beast.
Yes, and you were certain of that.
Yeah. But now I see I see it as like a precedent. It was like a protocol, just to prepare people. It's like a preparation to get people prepared for the mark of the beast, which I believe is the Elon Musk Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me mark it down. Gonna make it easier to find this. 17. Neuralink. All right, so you think Elon Musk Neuralink is the mark of the beast?
Yeah.
You don't think it's anything after that, something different? It's that.
Oh well, I believe technology also. I believe altogether the transhuman agenda is basically the mark of the beast. So I believe it starts with the brain chip, because basically once that's inside your body, then you're pretty much no longer human.
Mm.
You're you're
technology inside you.
Yeah. So that's like a transhumanist agenda right there, where they want to put technology inside your body, and you can even watch clips of them actually admitting it themselves. People at the World Economic Forum, where they basically say that 6G is around the corner, and that basically phones will no longer be the way we have them in our hands. There's basically saying that the phones will be inside our bodies, anything phones, smartwatches. The internet, all that's gonna be inside. Eventually, is gonna be inside you. You're gonna be connected to technology.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, you're no longer gonna be a human. You're basically powering all the AI. The AI at that point, your body's gonna be like a human. It's gonna be a battery to power the.
Have you ever put on a VR headset or something?
No.
Would you want to in the future?
No.
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 I don't know if you saw the Apple introduced their VR headset. It's $3,500.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It's super advanced.
Yeah.
That's a cool but scary future. Eventually, 10, 15, 20 years, it's gonna get down to glasses, and then eventually from there, it's gonna get down to contacts, and then eventually, like you said, it's gonna be inside of our heads, and then we're just gonna have AR, VR all the time.
Well, that's part of that's gonna be part of the 2030 agenda, Berto. We're all gonna be linked to technology. That's what they want. By 2030, they want us all to be linked to the technology. They want us all to be transhuman.
Yeah, but 2030 is right around the corner, Andy. We're not gonna have stuff in our.
Why do you think they're starting to rush this? Well, Elon Musk right now, he's what do you think he's rushing the Neuralink? He was rushing all these clinical trials.
Is he rushing it? Let me see when he started it.
If you read the article, the article that I read, it said that basically he was pressuring and rushing his staff for the clinical trials, and to get FDA approval, and he got it. He got FDA approval back in May. And then in the process, like a whole bunch of animals died, and now they're under investigation for animal abuse, basically, because like a whole bunch of animals died.
Neuralink was founded in July 2016. So it's been like 7 years.
Yeah, and then like I said, like who's to say? Like you know how this vaccine, like when they first came out, they were gonna tell us that was gonna take 10 years for them to find the cure for the COVID vaccine. For the jab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they said. Like in March 2020 or April.
Yeah, they said it was gonna like take like 5 to 10 years or something like that, and then literally like a few months later, they came out with the first.
Because it was Trump's Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah.
That like accelerated everything, so they did.
Yeah, exactly. So they could do the same thing with this Neuralink. They could accelerate everything, and then just say like, okay, we have the first implants.
I mean, they could, but it's not an emergency. The COVID was an emergency.
Yeah, but then they could, bro, they'll come up with like some sort of like another like pandemic or something, or like another virus where they'll say like this, and this Neuralink, it could help. Like they'll probably the way they'll put it, the narrator is like it'll be help for for medical purposes, like to help what do you call it?
Fight off viruses.
Yeah, fight off viruses.
Like it could train your white blood cells to fight viruses faster.
Like I'll help you like recover, like, or I'll help you against I'll be like they'll treat it like the same way like as the jab. So let's say like I'll help you, like I'll help give you like immunity, boost up your immunity. I'll help you health wise.
So you think before 2030, they're gonna force people to put something like Neuralink inside our brains?
Yeah.
That's pretty fast.
You said by 2030?
Before 2030, yeah.
Before 2030?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That seems pretty fast to like start forcing people to put something in their brain.
I mean, it might. They're gonna start off slow. Like how they first started off slow with the jab. Like they're saying like, okay, like first they painted later like, okay, like they said, okay, whoever here's the jab, right? Now you guys can go and get it. Like that's how they started off first in the beginning, right? But then later, like as they wanted more numbers, they're basically creating all these mandates. So they'll probably do the same thing with the Neuralink.
So it just
it'll start off as like, okay, like here's a brain chip that'll help you, health wise, like help you cure your illness or whatever. Like they'll probably narrate it saying that I'll help you with whatever disease you have, or like oh, you're disabled, you can walk again,
So what if that's true? Like you've been paralyzed your whole life, and it can make you walk again.
I mean,
is that bad?
I mean, it is bad because you're no longer human. You're gonna be linked to technology, and then not only that, but then government are gonna be able to have access to your thoughts. So let's say it's gonna be like 1984, but the thought police. But this time they literally can read your thoughts.
Now, like, we'll see if it's capable of that.
Alberta, if you have like one bad thought, they'll just come to your house and they'll just kill you off right there.
Or just turn your brain off.
Huh? They'll probably like explode your brain.
Remotely, yeah.
Yeah.
Explode your brain.
Yeah.
It's gonna come with a bomb attached.
Yeah, like a Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Like Amanda Waller, or she just blows up their brains.
Yeah. If you step out of line.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. You're gone.
Something like that, bro. They probably do something like that.
So that's what you really think the government has planned.
Yeah.
Like they're working with Elon Musk to do this.
Yeah, Alberto, Elon Musk, he's a Freemason.
How do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yes.
Alberto, look at his Twitter page, right? And then look at the picture look at his profile picture.
I'll put it up when I'm editing this.
Like this guy.
Like armor.
Yeah.
And there's like the devil on it.
Yeah, the Baphomet. Yeah, he has a Baphomet on his chest. Yeah.
So you think that's like a signal that, hey, I'm in the club.
Alberto. Then why does he still have that as his picture? that's still his profile picture or his avatar or whatever on his Twitter account.
Yes. So it couldn't be like hey guys, I'm on your side. Please don't kill me. No. I think he said that before, right? That he was afraid of getting killed. I think he tweeted that.
Alberto, but I think it's just a show, Alberto. Like he's just trying to make it like painted like he's on our side, but Alberto, I think in reality he's not, Alberto.
Is it just because of Neuralink? Like if it wasn't for Neuralink, what do you think? You think he's Still
Well, like I said, like he also has the Baphomet on his chest. So, and like he actually, I forgot where it was that he went to like I think it was like a costume party or something like that, where he showed up with that costume on for like Halloween.
That's the was on his profile picture.
Yeah.
He went to that party.
I think so. Yeah, he went to like some event or something, and like he with that on.
So is there anything else that tells you he's a Freemason? Besides that picture?
Alberto, that and the fact that Alberto, he supposedly looked at as the savior of free speech, but there's also people that are getting censored on Twitter.
Yeah, but whenever he's like, or he finds a tweet that people are complaining about censorship, he's like, oh, I'll take care of this. Oh, I'm gonna look into this and fix it.
Yeah, but there's this doctor that I follow that he shares like a lot of like information about vaccines, and like he posts on Twitter, and then like he said he got censored, and then like he said he wanted to consult Elon Musk about it, and he said that his post got taken down.
How long ago was this?
This was maybe like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, because Elon can't reply to everyone, but I've seen him reply like to doctors and people that say controversial things, and he says he's gonna fix it, he's gonna look into it. I mean, he's not perfect. He can't like uncensor everyone.
Yeah, bro, but
Twitter's huge. There's so many people like talking, and you have to censor some people for like racism and other stuff. Sometimes the wrong people get censored.
yeah, but at the same time, Alberto, like I just don't trust him, Alberto. Like I said, like the Neuralink, and then pretending to be a savior of free speech. Like Alberto, watch. Alberto is like I think you gotta watch this guy closely because like it's you gotta watch gotta watch what he does and not what he says. Like most politicians, watch what they do and not what they say because everything they say is doublespeak. So just watch his actions because like they say, actions speak louder than words. So my thing is like, okay, like he was rushing the Neuralink, and then like in the process, a whole bunch of innocent animals got killed because he wanted to get FDA approval. So that tells you pretty much right there, like why what's the rush? Like why are you rushing this thing for? Like, and that tells me right there like that's part of the 2030 agenda. Like they're rushing it because they want it out. So but they want it out by a certain deadline, and that's probably soon.
Okay, so you feel like he's rushing the process
to
try to get Neuralink into people's brains.
Yeah.
Try to get it before the 2030 agenda.
No, I wouldn't say before the 2030 agenda, but I'm saying like they probably have like a certain target. Like they want it out by like he wants it out by like a certain amount of time, like a deadline. They probably have a deadline on when they want to first roll it out, because they want to roll it out and say like, oh, listen guys, we came out with the Neuralink, and then obviously they're gonna picture it as make it seem like it's good for you, make it like, oh, hey guys, the Neuralink is out, like it's good for your health, you're gonna be able to think clearly, you're gonna, they're gonna make it seem like all nice, they're gonna paint it all nice and stuff for people.
And then you said, I think last time we talked about it, that it's gonna start off like that, but then eventually they're gonna force it on everyone.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna have a brain chip.
Well, exactly, and that's like, as I said, that's where the mark of the beast comes in, because if you refuse to get the mark of the beast, then you basically get cut off from society. Like you're not gonna be able to buy anything. You're not gonna be part of society. Like you're gonna be completely cut off. And that's what I believe. Like, in this moment in time, like we have to start preparing. Like, well, at least for me, especially for me, that's what I'm working on. I'm working on being prepared to like be cut off from society, like spiritually, mentally, physically.
That's what you're preparing for?
Financially. Yeah, because like I believe like the mark of the beast is gonna be here soon, and like I said, like those of us that are not gonna take it are gonna be cut off from society. So like obviously we have to find a way to survive. So we have to do what we have to do to survive, which is we have to start preparing financially to like not be dependent on the government, because if you become dependent on the government, they're gonna have full control over you.
They're gonna have complete control of your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's gonna be like, they're gonna cut like Big Brother, like it's gonna be like in 1984, like Big Brother, like they're gonna come in as a savior, and then it's gonna be like, well, you can't, okay, you're depending on us, but you can't. They're gonna say, well, there's certain things you can't do. You can't speak out against the government. And then basically then your life is under full surveillance, under full control.
You said this is gonna happen soon. Do you think the 2030 agenda is actually going to happen by 2030?
Right? Yeah. Well, they want it in place by 2030.
Right.
Right. But now there's people.
When you say that, you mean like the one world government?
Yeah. Communism. Yeah.
All that's going to happen by 2030.
Yeah. Wow. Because they have multiple agendas in place each year. So each year the government has like multiple agendas right now in place.
What are the agendas for this year?
I mean, I don't know what the agendas are, but I'm just saying, like, usually, like, people call it out as they see it, right? So, like, right now, like, I believe that eventually there's gonna be a point in time where there's gonna be civil unrest to create further division, and then there's gonna be absolute chaos, or people are gonna turn on each other. There's gonna be violence. People are gonna like start looting the streets.
It's gonna be complete mayhem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the complete destruction over.
What do you think is gonna cause like the complete mayhem, like where people are looting, trying to kill each other, and like what do you think is gonna be the catalyst for that?
It's like all these global issues. I mean, all these issues that they put on us, like like gun control, like all these LGBTQ agendas. Mm-hmm. The abortions, like eventually that's all gonna like start getting to people. Like people are gonna start to hate each other, and then they're gonna turn on each other.
Oh, so it's gonna be like multiple things at the same time. It's like, all right, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
These people aren't human.
And another agenda is gonna be that eventually there's gonna be a national divorce.
Like from all the states.
Yeah. It's gonna the states are gonna eventually there's gonna be a point where we're all gonna be divided. In between red states and blue states, and they're gonna create smart cities.
Smart cities.
Yeah, like even Trump was talking about smart cities. Like he was talking about creating like smart cities.
You mean like technology wise?
Yeah, like smart cities. Yeah,
they're completely like automated by technology and stuff.
Yeah.
Like explain further. What do you mean by smart cities?
Like smart
Like everything's connected to the internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he said that he was thinking about creating like 15-minute cities.
What's that?
15-minute cities is basically like 15-minute cities is that everything is gonna be like within 15-minute radius. Like you're not gonna be able to everything's gonna be within walking distance.
You can walk anywhere in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You need to go to the bank, the post office, school.
Yeah, essentially you're not gonna need a car to like drive anywhere. Like everything's gonna be within 15-minute distance.
And who said this?
Trump.
Trump said this?
Yeah, he wants to create like 15-minute cities.
When did he say this?
This is like when he announced that he was running for president.
Oh, was that like 2016, 2015?
No, I'm talking about like recently, like the
new election.
When he was running, he said he was going to run for 2024. And this is why I say that this guy is also a part of the show. People say that like they look at him as a savior and say like, oh, Trump, he was exposing the government, like he's the guy that's gonna change everything. No, he's not. He's a part of it too. Like both Democrats and Republicans are part of the show.
So you're obviously anti smart cities.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Why?
Bro, because then that creates like surveillance. Like they can surveil you 24/7.
Oh, because there are gonna be cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to track everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you remember like where he said this? Was it like at a speech or something?
I think it's like when he first announced that he was running for when he was going to run for 2024 president.
And he said he wants to make smart cities.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I said, like I believe like there's gonna be a national divorce, and like this country's gonna be divided between Democrat states and Republican states, and then that's also gonna help, create civil unrest, because then. Democrats that are living in Republican states are not gonna like the way, like the laws and stuff, because like everything's gonna be it's gonna be like anti-abortion, and stuff like that. So like if you're a Democrat, then
you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can't afford to move, then you're stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the same thing for Republicans in Democratic states.
Yeah,
it's gonna create a lot of
division,
civil unrest.
A lot of division. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what they're planning.
Yeah, they want to create further division amongst the people. Yeah. And then while we're busy fighting amongst each other, that's when they come up with another agenda. Like,
they come in as a kind of the savior.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll fix this, guys. Just trust us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They come in and say like, okay, we failed you. Like, this government system hasn't worked. Like, we have a solution. We have a better solution. Like, creating a government that actually can work, and that's when the new world order system comes in. You know, it's a one world government system because like all countries are gonna be going through this. Like,
oh, it's gonna happen globally at the same time.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's in some countries like it's already happening. Like, look, I mean, like China's the model, like the model country. Like, eventually, what's happening in China is gonna end up happening here. You know, like where they're under like full surveillance. Like, they have like a social score. Like, you're not able to speak out against the government. Otherwise, like your social score like drastically declines.
Yeah. And what is it that you can't do when your social score declines in China? Like, can you do basic things like go to the bank and stuff, go to school?
Yeah, I think it's just like I think it's like if you just like if they notice like any like behavior like you're deviating from the government, because like you know how over there like basically they're cut off from like any sort of like social media platform, like so we don't even know like what's going on in China, like unless we hear about it in the news. Like,
yeah, they use, I think it's called Weibo, that they do everything there. Like the bank, the social media, they play games, like it's everything app that they have. And they don't have access to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. So they don't know what's going on the outside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're so basically cut off. They're cut off from the outside, and we're cut off from seeing like what's going on in China. But I think TikTok, like they say that TikTok is actually a Chinese company.
It is, yeah.
Sent to spy on the U.S.
Yeah.
Which I believe is true.
So you would ban TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, so you agree with the government on that?
I mean, yeah, but I think that's. I don't know. I think there's like a reason why the government wants to get rid of that. Like, I don't know what it is yet, but.
You think that's a nefarious reason?
Yeah.
What I don't understand about that is like, if I don't give permission for TikTok to see my camera, my photos, my location, or anything, are they still able to?
Probably.
And how? And then can other apps do it too? Probably, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, like, you know, like how the, you know, like in the documentary Social Dilemma, like how they say that basically they can see everything you do, like how you interact with your phone.
Yeah.
And how they send like notifications to try to like get you to get back on your phone.
Yeah, and all the algorithms are like perfectly tuned, so you stay in the app.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess they also like study like which apps you use. Like let's say like if you're like on if you're like on Robinhood or something, like it'll like just notify you because like. Oh yeah. That's something like an alert.
Has that ever happened to you? Like where like you're talking about something like in person with someone.
Yeah.
And like you want to buy a product. And then it shows up as an ad.
And like yeah.
It happens to you?
Yeah. Or like I'm watching something on TV and then I'll pop up on my phone as an ad. I was like, what the fuck?
Like what? How does it know that?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah. So like these people are always constantly watching us. Like I said about we're all Trumans. They can see us.
Literally.
You know the scene in from Truman when he's like in the mirror and he's like he uses the soap, he's like
That's a great movie.
Yeah, exactly. So we're all Trumans, and we're like they try to control us, manipulate us through our phones. Mm-hmm. Like, cause like I notice like sometimes when I go like hours without looking at my phone, like especially that's what I'm doing. Like I'm working on the weekends, like I put my phone down and I try not to look at my phone. Like I'll just leave it like on the table, and then like I'll be like a few hours without me looking at my phone. So I'll just keep passing by, and then my phone will just go off. Like whenever I pass by, like a few like on my phone, I'll start like starting off like a few notifications, and I believe that's like try to get you to look at your phone.
Try to keep you addicted to your phone.
Yeah, because like they study like your, like they say like they're trying to get to know. Supposedly they know you better than you know yourself. So.
The apps you mean?
Yeah. Mm. Like everything, I believe everything is like a study. Like they're trying to like get data out of you to see how much time you spend on a daily basis on the app, on each app. Like what do you like? Yeah. What do you watch? What do you hear?
Well, that's their job because they're trying to keep you there.
Yeah.
Engaged.
Yeah.
You think like all those apps and companies are working with the government too?
Yeah. Bro, did you ever watch that new commercial on for the iPhone? Like the
which one? It's
like that they came out with like a health app where like they show like the guy and like the lady's narrating like his like everything. Like, she narrates everything they've done in their during their day. Like she's like, oh, Lisa, she's walked like something point miles, and this guy he scratched his, or I don't know, he scratched his neck or something, or he has like a condition or something.
I've never seen that ad.
You never seen that ad?
No, is it new or old?
And no, it's like like it's new. Like it recently they keep playing it like recently came out, yeah, and then like
it keeps track of everything you do. Like,
yeah.
Do you put it in or something? Like you type in what you did?
No, it's just like it's like in the commercial, like the person like and then like one of the actors are like, oh, how did you know that? Like, but it's just like, you know, because it just shows.
Oh, I get it. Like
it
just
shows
fitness. It tells you your steps and stuff, and if you have a watch, it tells you like your heartbeat, stuff like that.
No. It's like yeah, something like that. But it's like for your phone. Like it tells you like, oh, this person like he walked around, he circulated around, or he went to his neighbor's house or something, or like they basically know where you've gone and like your medical condition and stuff like that. And then later she's like, oh, and she has diabetes, and then like she's like, how'd you know that? And then she's like, what do you think? I'm like, from your phone. And then and like one of the girls, she like presses on the app to like lock up her privacy, and then she's like, oh, you're no fun.
Okay, yeah, because on the iPhone it has a health app.
Yeah,
you could link your medical records and stuff and keep it in sync.
Yeah.
Well, that's like voluntary.
Yeah, but supposedly, I think even now, even before that, like they still have access to all your data. They have access to all our data.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of have to, sort of. But in order for the phone to work.
I mean, I don't know about that, bro.
I mean, it's only as much data as you put in. You could put a fake name, fake birthday, if you wanted to.
I guess you could. Yeah, I guess you could.
You could create a social media profile, fake name, fake age, fake pictures.
Yeah.
But I bet you haven't done that. You put real stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true, bro.
That's right. That's voluntary.
But it's voluntary. But then the fact that they say that there's privacy, but there really isn't, because then they share all your data, like how much time you spent on the social media app. They share with, and then they're also able to see like what you Google on your phone, like what you search, your search history and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all tracked.
Yeah, that's all tracked too. Yeah.
But they have different search engines that they don't track you. I don't know if you heard of DuckDuckGo.
Yeah.
That's like a private search engine.
Isn't like also like the sort of relating to the dark web? I think that's
not that one.
That's like torrent, right? Torrent.
No, it's called Tor.
Tor, yeah.
I don't know how to. I tried to use it before. It's not complicated, because you have to like put in different numbers and letters and stuff. Like you can't just go to like Google.com there. You have to put a certain amount of characters or something. It's like really complicated to navigate.
Oh yeah,
but that's like almost completely private. Like they can't track you there.
Yeah, I tried using Tor too. Yeah, and like
it's hard, right?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. Like it's very weird.
Like I googled websites to go to on Tor, and then I just copy and paste. Like that's the only way I could do it.
Yeah, I would just search it up the website.
Yeah, and then I just copy and paste it. Yeah. Yeah. And then from there, there's certain websites that have different links to different dark websites. Yeah. And then from there I navigate, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like going there. Yeah, I've seen some weird shit in there.
I haven't seen any weird shit on there.
Yeah, well, I'm a dark person. I look at like crazy shit.
Like what have you seen?
Violent videos and shit.
No, I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see any of that. That's sick. I wouldn't want to see anything. Yeah. I wouldn't want to see anything I would want to regret. Like. Yeah. Like I don't want anything that would scar me for life. I wouldn't want to see.
Yeah, I've been scarred pretty much a lot of times.
I'll be okay. And I'll be like, okay, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. Exactly.
In that regard.
Yes. In terms of like the real world violence. Alright, so what do you want to talk about now? We're at 44 minutes. Should went back fast.
How about the economy?
Do you have something to say about the economy? Oh, God. I'm sorry, guys.
The economy.
The economy.
I mean, it's been It's been a while since we talked about the economy, right? I think it was like since episode 3, I think maybe,
I think
or
so.
2,
Yeah.
2 or 3.
So what updates you have?
Might have been 4.
What updates you have on the economy?
Well, inflation has gone down to 4%, which is pretty good.
It's pretty good. Sounds pretty
Right?
good.
It sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good. Come on, hit us.
Hit us.
Yes.
Hit me with your best shot.
Where's the sledgehammer? Come on.
But like I said, like I've been reading like the analysts say that
The analysts.
the analysts the analysts no the economical analysts say that there's a projected recession coming by the end of the year. Yeah. Like have you seen like all these small banks like collapsing?
Yeah. Has there been another one besides Silicon Valley?
I think there's been like 2 or 3, right? That fall.
Maybe a few more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe 2 or 3.
But they're
more.
saying like basically that the banking crisis is getting worse because like now, like the big banks like they're starting to like hoard like gold and silver. Like, they're starting to like purchase like gold and silver because like they know like
they're getting nervous.
Yeah.
So it could be like a collapse in the banking system.
Yeah, I believe eventually there's gonna be a banking collapse.
And that will cause a recession.
Yeah.
Like a global recession.
Yeah. And then eventually like banks will fail, and that's where the what do you call it? The FedNow comes into place.
The FedNow.
Which we talked on the topic on FedNow.
Yeah, we touched about it a little bit. So have you done more research on it?
Nah, I mean like not apart from what I've already done, which is like that it's just like it's basically like Zelle, but it's just like for digital like basically supposedly it's like a faster way to send money.
Yeah, it's government controlled, right?
Government controlled, yeah. So they're able to see how like so if you use it, then essentially they're able to see how you spend your money, who you send your money to, what you're buying, which is I don't want that.
Yeah, it seems like a dangerous path to go on.
Yeah.
They know everywhere your money goes.
But eventually, I believe that when it comes out next month, which is, I believe that it's gonna be optional, right? Like everything starts off optionally, but eventually, I believe that I think we're all heading into a digital currency, like digital. As the economy gets worse, I think eventually, as the economy is gonna collapse and fail, the U.S. dollar is gonna be obsolete. Like it's not gonna be worth anything anymore. So then eventually they're gonna come out with, their answer is the FedNow, and then they're gonna come out with the Fed coin, which is like it's gonna be the new U.S. digital currency. So it's gonna be like everybody's gonna eventually have to like hop on to the Fed coin.
That's gonna be like the dominant way to buy things.
Yeah.
Is that a cryptocurrency too?
Yeah, but it's like a federally federally controlled cryptocurrency. That's like basically their answer to the Bitcoin. Yes, but obviously, the same way they're able to track how you spend money through FedNow, it basically goes hand in hand with FedNow because you're able to send money through FedNow. It's all digital.
Yes, you'll send the Fed coin through FedNow to someone or to a business or whatever
through your wallet or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's coming down the pike.
Yeah. It's all going to be digital currency. You're able to track how you spend your money, who you send your money to, what you're buying. If they see something that they don't like that you're buying, like let's say like maybe a gun to defend yourself from the government.
They'll put a stop to it. Like, oh, denied.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah, they could do that. They could be like, oh, I gotta say, you bought too many handguns there.
A little too many bullets. What are you planning there?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Massacre?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, what are you planning on doing with all those bullets?
You can only buy 10 bullets. That's it.
Probably. Or something to that effect, yeah.
They'll control like what you're able to buy and stuff.
Yeah, like the quantity of how much you're able to buy or something, yeah.
And you're certain of this?
I believe that's gonna happen, yeah. That's like that's another part of the agenda. It's all to
control our money and how we spend it and everything.
Yeah, it's all to get us to be pushed into the digital currency, because eventually that also ties in with the beast, the mark of the beast. Because eventually everything's gonna be in your body, so eventually Even the digital currency is gonna be in your body, so they're gonna be able to scan your money too. You're gonna pay. Let's say like with your flick of a wrist or something, flick of a wrist, or it'll pop
like
out
fingerprint or something.
Yeah, fingerprint or something, or it'll be like a hologram. You scan it, like it'll show like how much money you have.
That's like, way in the future. A hologram. All right, so to end it, we're at 50 minutes. What do you want people to like get out of this? At least this episode on the whole podcast in general. Like, what do you want people to do?
I want people to start waking up, Alberto.
What does that mean? Like, what do you want? How do they start waking up?
Like, start paying attention to what's actually happening in the world. Like, actually pay attention to what the government says and does. Like, like I said, like everything they say, everything is like double talk. Like they say one thing, but they do another. Like when they first, like when this pandemic, or shall I say?
I'm gonna have to censor that.
Why?
Because YouTube might do something about it. Stop saying it. I'm just gonna cut this off. Do you want to reach people or not?
Huh?
Do you want to reach people or not?
Yes, I do, bro. Yes. That pandemic. Right? Mm-hmm. Orchestrated.
God. This fucking guy.
Okay. To actually pay closely enough attention to what the government is actually doing. Mm-hmm. And now what they say. Because like I said, like when this first happened, right? They said that they weren't gonna do mandates, right? They weren't gonna force people to give the shots or mask mandates. Mm-hmm. But what did they end up doing? They ended up doing what they said they weren't gonna do, and that closed off. That basically essentially closed off the unvaccinated from society. Like people lost their jobs because they didn't want to put something in their body, or they didn't want to wear a mask.
So basically, the government are hypocrites.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, how can you trust the government when they backtrack on what they say they weren't gonna do, but they do it anyway? Mm-hmm. So essentially, that's what they are. Like, they'll tell you one thing, but then the next thing they'll do exactly what they said they weren't gonna do.
Okay. So just pay attention. It's double talk when politicians speak.
Yeah. And
look at their actions, not their words.
Yeah.
What else do you want people to do?
Start preparing for what's to come.
What's like the average Joe who has like a 9-to-5 job, a couple kids, what should he do to prepare?
Like start buying essentials, like, start like stocking up on
like food and stuff.
Like yeah, because like I mean like as the economy collapses, like things are gonna get insane. Like pretty soon, like probably a glass of milk is gonna cost like $100, or a gallon of milk, $100 for a gallon of milk or something. Or like $1,000 or something.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be like it's insane prices for like you're gonna be paying like an arm and a leg for like essential items. Mm-hmm. And I think like I said, like when eventually there's like a civil unrest, like people are gonna start looting all these stores. Like what's the first thing that's gonna end up going? The toilet paper, because that's what we saw when this first started.
For some
reason, everybody was buying toilet paper instead of what they should have been buying, which is water.
Yeah.
Because like they say you can't survive a day without water.
You can.
No, you can't.
You can.
Can't.
You can.
Can't.
A day?
A day without water?
A few days maybe, but not a day. You can survive a day without water.
I think maybe it might be one. I think it might be one day. I think it might be a day without water. I forgot what it is. I think it's a day. You can survive a day without water. A few weeks without food, I think. Let's
Google it already. How long can you?
And I think you can't survive. I think you can't survive.
About 3 days.
I think you can't survive. I think you can't survive a day without air.
You can survive more than 6 minutes, Randy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
a day.
I mean, like half hour. Oh, yeah. I think. I mean, like I think it's like maybe a half hour. I mean, right?
No, it's like a couple minutes. Most people.
I mean, check that out. I think the max.
Without air.
How long can you?
3 minutes. Randy.
3 minutes.
Yeah. If you're like a runner or like an Olympic swimmer, you can go like maybe 6. But you need air, Randy.
Exactly, yeah. So Alberto, and what did they try to do? They constructed your breathing with the mask.
That's a stretch, Randy.
Alberto, it's not a stretch, Alberto.
It's a stretch.
It's not a stretch, Alberto, because Alberto, you're breathing in your own CO2. You are poisoning yourself with your own CO2.
Is that scientifically confirmed?
Yes, Alberto. Yes, look it up. How much, Alberto? Look up.
CO2
Look up.
poisoning from masks.
It causes headaches. You lose your ability, your cognitive ability to think, and actually your body for your body to function properly. Oh yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Albert, you know I'm right.
It's like one study. It says possible toxicity of chronic carbon dioxide exposure associated with face mask use, particularly in pregnant women, children, and adolescents.
Exactly, Alberto. It causes it you lose your cognitive ability to think, Alberto, and also it prevents your body from functioning properly because you need air. Air is nutrition. Air is nutrition that your body needs. So if your body doesn't have air, your body can't function properly.
Mm.
And obviously, if you're breathing in your own CO2, that's toxic. You're breathing in your own waste. So you're poisoning your body.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Right.
Which is what most Americans were doing when this first started.
Yes. Including you.
I was until I started realizing what was going on, and I refused to wear a mask.
I mean, I'll have to do more research, I guess. This is like contradicting articles.
Right, bro. But when they control the information you see, you gotta use discernment on what is true and what is fiction.
But the conspiracy goes all the way down.
What do you mean?
Like, you say something, there's a conspiracy theory, like CO2 poisoning. I look it up, and then I find something that confirms what you said.
Yeah.
And then I find something else that doesn't, and you're like, oh, but they control the information.
They do.
So we can never win.
What do you mean?
Like, I can never, if I look something up and it proves you're right, you don't say that's controlling information.
Right.
But if I find something that's contradictory to you, you're like, oh, that's fake.
It is fake, Alberto.
But the one that proves you right is not.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Alberto, because when they try to disprove something, is because there's a reason for that, Alberto. There's a reason why they want to disprove. Like anybody that says, oh, like, you know, the wearing a mask is bad for you because you're breathing in your own CO2 and you're poisoning your body. And then there's an article that's gonna say, oh, that's not true. Well, I mean, there's a reason why they're trying to disprove the fact, Alberto, because they want you wearing a mask.
I mean, don't you have friends and family members that wear masks all the time?
No.
No?
No.
Not even during the pandemic?
My mom, my parents, they wore a mask. But recently, my mom, she stopped wearing a mask.
Did you notice anything different in her health or behavior from inhaling all that CO2?
Well, I mean, I don't know because I wasn't with her because I was living by myself. I mean, I was living by myself, so.
Well, I mean, if it causes damage, wouldn't it be permanent? Or at least, like, you would notice something? It's a lot of CO2 because you probably have to wear it all day, right?
Yeah, but, like, the effects of CO2 is that it causes you to lose focus. It causes headaches. It causes, like, I believe, like, it's like you have to breathe in there's like a certain level of CO2 that's considered, like, toxic. So if you're breathing in, like, a certain amount of CO2, that's when it gets, like, dangerous.
Mm.
Cause like I seen like videos of like this of people like this showing that you by wearing a mask like you're breathing in your own CO2 and then like this guy had like a CO2 device that would measure how much CO2 is in the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would show it like, oh, like this is how much CO2 you're breathing in. And then like and I was like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a certain amount of obviously there's a point where breathing in too much CO2 it actually affects you.
Mm-hmm.
To a point where it's like actually toxic.
Mm. Well, I don't believe that.
Alberto, but it's true. Alberto, it's true. Alberto, how convenient. Alberto, you don't believe it because you were a mask wearer.
Yes,
right?
like everybody else.
You were a mask wearer
when we had to.
when you had to.
Yes.
You didn't have to, bro.
We had to go like in a certain restaurant or a store, and it was required.
You could have just said, "I'm not wearing a mask."
You did that?
Yeah.
What they do?
Nothing.
You sure about that?
Bro, I said, I'm taking my service elsewhere then. Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right, you want to end it there?
Sure.
Or do you have anything else to say?
No. I think that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else to say, Alberto? What do you think, Alberto?
About what?
I don't know, bro. Do you have anything else to say overall or in general?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Is it?
Yeah. For now.
What do you think about what I just said, Alberto?
But
The entire episode. Everything I just said, everything I haven't covered the whole entire episode.
I still feel the same.
You still feel the same?
Yes. I'm not convinced, man. I'm not convinced.
Bro, what would it take for you to be convinced? Bro, because I showed you all this evidence, right?
Evidence is a
heavy
word.
Bro, evidence, bro, because you know why? You know why, bro? Because I showed you the 2 videos, right? Of where people expose Freemasonry, right? People that were Freemasons, and they tell you on the spot that all celebrities are Freemasons, the government's part of Freemasonry, right?
Mm-hmm. That's 2 people's opinions.
They're not opinions, bro.
Opinions.
Opinions. Opinions. This guy.
One, I don't know who these people are.
Alberto, one of them is a celebrity, one of them is a cop. They're not opinions because they lived through it, and if they
I can't confirm that they lived through it.
Alberto, but they are telling you they lived through it.
I'm supposed to just take it at face value, like, oh yeah, they're telling the truth.
Now, bro, how about the fact that the guy was a Freemason, and that he actually saw real stuff, Alberto? So you watch the news and you believe it, right? You believe it happened, right?
What news? Like just news in general?
Yeah.
Like about events that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you see, you look there and you believe that everything that's happened there, right? So then why don't you believe what the guy said? Like, you weren't there, right? Like, if you weren't actually at that event, when you watch the news, you're like, oh, I wasn't there, so how do I know that it was real?
You mean like when the news shows me events happening, like tragedies and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're making it, like, I don't think it's CGI. Is that what you mean?
It could be concocted, Bruno.
I guess. But I don't...
How do you know it's not?
I don't lean towards it's fake.
Alberto, because they know how they say the news media is owned by the rich, right? And in the video, the guy said that there's under the branch of the pyramid, right? Because you have the pyramid. So then, on top of the pyramid is the all-seeing eye, which is the devil. He's watching over all of us. Underneath them is the Rothschild, which is like the people that he speaks to the family that speaks to the devil, right? You know, remember how we talked about the family that sits on the table and they speak to the devil? And they're the ones that give out orders to the people beneath them.
So you believe that 100%?
Yeah. It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid structure.
So I'm so surprised that you believe it 100%, and you're so surprised that I don't believe it. Because I've like so, you haven't seen the table. You haven't met the Rothschilds.
Because like at one point I used to be a part of the Freemasons. Like I wasn't like a high ranked Freemason, right? Because like my family member he invited me to be a part of it, and then like when I was go to the meetings and then the things they would say, I would just be like, oh shit, and then I got scared and I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And then when I started watching this video of this guy of these people exposing the Freemasons, then I was like, oh shit. I was right to leave.
But what I'm trying to...
And also like when I was actually there, like I would have like all these negative emotions, like my brain, like every time I went to like the Freemason temple, like I would have like massive headaches, like I would have like negative emotions, like negative thoughts.
It was like negative energy.
Yeah, like I would have like I would have like all these negative thoughts like running through my mind, and I was just like, why am I thinking this?
Oh, you would have like like negative thoughts and like bad pattern in your thoughts too.
Yeah.
Like out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Like you would go in feeling normal, and then all of a sudden you have.
Yeah, I would go to a temple, and then like I would sit there, and then I just sort of I would just start having like negative thoughts. I'll be like, why am I having all these negative thoughts for? Like, it's weird.
And that happened every time?
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Okay, so you experienced it firsthand.
Yeah.
So then you did more research and you saw more videos. You're like, oh, so this has to be real.
Yeah.
I get you now.
Yeah.
I get it. So it's hard for me to like believe it without experiencing it, I guess. Like just to completely believe, oh yeah, everybody, the world is controlled by the devil and the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for me to believe that. Like, how are you gonna get people to believe you if they, I guess, don't experience it too?
I mean, I guess not everybody has to experience it. I mean, like,
yeah, I guess it's hard for you to.
Everybody's different because like some people like it doesn't take that much to wake people up. Like if you point something out, like oh they'll be like oh yeah that's true like and then they start thinking like oh yeah like other people it takes them like further like more proof for them to see like oh yeah that's true it's true like to start actually getting people to think like on what's actually going on.
Well, because it's like if you get a lot of people to believe what you believe, but then you're wrong.
Bro, I'm not wrong. Bro, there is no
right,
wrong.
Okay. How are you 100% certain?
Alberto, in this world there's only one truth, and the truth is that this world is under the influence of the devil. That is the truth, regardless of what people believe it, whether people believe it or not. That is the truth.
I'm just having trouble understanding how you're so certain.
Alberto, because I already told you, Alberto. I've experienced it, and then like I said, I started piecing. Like when I was there, I started like, piecing everything together. I was like, oh shit, this goes back all the way to the government because the government were Freemasons, and this government system was funded on the Freemasons. George Washington was a Freemason. Our founding, like half of our founding fathers were Freemasons.
Well,
A good portion of presidents nowadays are free. Well, nowadays I guess I would say most of them are Freemasons.
Most of them are, you said?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But there were some presidents that weren't.
Yeah, probably in the past, yeah. But I think now, in this modern era, I think probably in order for you to become president, you probably most likely need to be a Freemason to be president.
Yeah, because you said they control who becomes president.
Yeah.
I don't know, Randy. I don't know.
So like I said, that's why. Did you ever watch that skit about when Dave Chappelle was hosting the SNL when he was talking about Trump?
Yeah, the monologue.
Yeah, the monologue. Yeah.
I think I watched it, but I don't remember like what he said. Why?
When he was like talking about like when Trump was exposing everything that's happening in the government, he's like saying how everybody's like crooked. When the debate between Hillary, Trump, and when he's talking about the debate between Hillary and Trump, and he was like saying, and then like how she was attacking him for not paying taxes, and then he was like, that makes me smart, and then he's like, you know, your friends enjoy the same tax benefits I do. You could change the tax law, but you wouldn't. Mm-hmm. and then he's like, oh yeah, and you see, Trump was showing us, you know, that they all don't pay taxes. They all enjoy the same tax benefits
as him.
Yeah.
But only he gets in trouble for it.
Yeah, exactly. So she was exposing what they all do, but he get yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, and then Trump pulled his illuminated card and went back around and went in the White House and still continued doing the same thing.
Man.
Alberto, yeah, because Alberto, Trump is part of the Illuminati. You see, Dave Chappelle exposed it right there.
But he just did us a favor, sort of, didn't he?
Who?
Trump.
Yeah, by exposing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alberto, they have to expose what they do. Like they expose.
What's that law called?
Universal law.
Universal law. They have to expose themselves.
You have to expose themselves in order to continue what they do in the dark, which is black magic rituals.
Okay.
Like that's what they believe. They believe that they have to expose themselves so that way their black magic can be more stronger, you know.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
You know, watch, and eventually, Alberto, there's gonna come a time when they're gonna confirm that the Illuminati is real.
You think that's gonna happen?
Yeah. But then they're gonna make it seem like Alberto, like that show, The Pentavert with Mike Myers. Remember when you tried watching it?
Yeah.
I watched the whole entire thing, and basically they make it seem like, oh yeah, it's a secret society, but they're looking out for the world and they're doing good.
Mm. Oh, that's like the plot.
Yeah.
Like they're good people.
Yeah. They only have the interests of the world and you know, best interests of the world. So that's how they're gonna probably picture it, or paint it.
Like, we are real, we are a secret society, but we're here to help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, Bruno.
All right. I think that's a good place to end it.
Alberto, it's not my opinion. It's the truth. A very strong truth.
You're like, opinion. Like, I offended you. Like, what? What do you mean? Relax, man, relax.
I lost my composure there a little bit.
That was hilarious.
Excuse my
your lack of decorum.
Yes.
Oh man. Do you want to do the outro? Like, find us on YouTube and stuff?
Yes. No, you do it, Alberto.
Why?
I don't know.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. You can find the podcast on YouTube and on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And thank you for watching.
See you guys next time.
Peace. Randy's signature thing.